Good afternoon, good evening. How you all doing? It's Sal, Stretford Post. Hope you're all doing well, and welcome to the live watch along between Norway and Brazil in the last 16 of the World Cup, guys. I hope you're doing good. Hope you're doing fine. Thank you for joining me. Apologies for the backdrop. I am obviously back in Italy, of course, guys. But guys, let me just ask you one thing. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, smash a like on the video, and put your notifications on. Of course, guys. Let me just turn out the shootout. We're not actually not on the shootout at the moment. Listen, this isn't corrupt. I am not telling the future. I'm not Donald Trump. I know that he's overturned the Balogun red card. That's ridiculous, isn't it, guys? Where do we go with this, guys? Where do we go? Corruption in this sport. I would say that the USA player got sent off the other day, and Donald Trump made a call to FIFA president to overturn the red card. This is not how football should be. This is not. This is the football is a democracy. It's fairness. It's fair game, and this World Cup should never be hosted in the USA ever again. Let me just tell you that that's disgraceful. And if I was Belgium, if I was any other football team in this World Cup, I'll be honest, before I start anything, I would boycott, mate. I'll say, look, listen, this isn't a fair game. And that's what it's all about at the end of the day. It's about fair game, I would say. Listen, when I was growing up, everyone knows red card equals misses the next game. It doesn't matter. It's life. He got sent off, 2 yellows, studded challenge. There you go. I would say that. And this is exactly my point about you want to talk about Qatar, you want to talk about human rights, you want to talk about fairness in the game. Here you go, guys. Exactly. So basically, we're rigging the World Cup for certain people, and certain rules are being adjusted for some people and not for others. Isn't it? It's really there. You go, guys. Absolutely disgraceful, and there you go. Corruption at its finest. And I believe if the USA, I'd be pro Belgium tomorrow. I'll be fighting for Belgium tomorrow, whenever they're playing, and I will be fighting until the USA got knocked out of the tournament because I believe in fair game, and I don't think this should be the case. Absolutely. We got everyone in the stream. Hope you're doing well. Bobby, thank you so much for gifting the membership. You're absolute legend. Hope you're doing well. Welcome, Bobby. Thank you so much, my brother. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, mate. This should be a good game, though. Norway and Brazil should be a great game. It should be two teams. Well, I would say Norway for me, and I know this sounds a shock, right? This seems like the worst Brazil side ever, in my opinion, and one of the best Norwegian sides ever, in my opinion. And how's it going to work out? I just hope, in regards to this, I hope for a good game, number one, and a fair game. I just hope that Norway don't play the name. They don't play the name, but they play the game. I hope they play the actual game and not Brazil. And look at Brazil. Oh my goodness me, it's Brazil. Oh, we're playing Brazil and da da da. I hope so. I hope not, guys. But let's wait and see. I'm going for a 2-2 draw, and it goes all at the end of the way, guys. It goes all the way to penalties. Big up Hassan, my brother. Hope you're doing well. Al said, why does everyone accept the modern day understanding of human rights? I always found this presumptuous. Look, human rights, we all know about human rights. Human rights, especially in regards to what the Middle East and what the narrative was around the Middle East. And I've lived there for 4 years. I should know, that it's a myth and it's a lie. Whereas rights in football and politics should be separate from each other. They should be. Governments and presidents should not be involved in the football running of things in regards to FIFA, in regards to red cards and things like that, right? Because then everyone who's going to be sent off now is going to say, well, you know what? He got let off with a red card. Can he play the next game? And we all know that's not going to happen, isn't it? And this is what real rights is. What real human rights is what's going on in the world right now. We all need to say that. But at the end of the day, people don't understand human rights and don't understand what's going on in the Middle East and don't understand what's going on with this madman. Really should wake up and read some books or watch some television, because at the end of the day, I mean, how can you guys? How can you overturn a red card? How can a president of a how can you do that? It's just ridiculous. This is not rights in football. This is wrong. And I completely understand Belgium's point of view. I completely understand Belgium wanting to appeal and be infuriated by this. Of course, You know, at the end of the day, this is not how football is, and football should be fair game. It always should be fair game football. Do you know what I mean? Let me just close this door one second. There you go, guys. Thank you, everyone, though, who joined me. Hope you're all doing well. Thank you, guys. Mamba Philosophy, thank you for showing some love. You're a legend. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you. Thank you. And let me just say hello to United Matt and then big up my bro. But people, let's get the lights up first. Thank you so much, my friend. Good to see you back, guys. Sorry about the echo a little bit. I'm going to sort out my mic. I just need to get an adapter for it. But I will be sorting out my mic and stuff like that. But thank you, guys. I have to keep up with the football. I have to keep up, guys. Sorry about breaking dawn as well, guys. I didn't get here to. I didn't sleep last night. I was flying via Doha, Rome, and now I'm in Naples in Italy. So I've been obviously on the run, on the traveling side of things for a while. Let me just get you the lineup sorted out, guys, because this is what we're here, of course. So let's get this lineup sorted out. Right, here we go. These are the two lineups, of course. We've got Alisson in goal of Liverpool. We've got Danilo, the right back, who I like very much. He currently plays for Flamengo. I think he plays for Nottingham Forest. Then we've got Marquinhos, the PSG player in defence, alongside the Arsenal player Gabriel, of course. We've got Santos, who currently plays for Zenit St. Petersburg in Russia. We've got the legend Casemiro, of course, who's currently without a club. I think he's going to go to Miami. We've got Gamiresh of Newcastle United as the centre midfielder. We got Vinicius as the left midfielder, the 25-year-old Real Madrid player. Martinelli, guys, as the attacking midfielder, the number 10 Martinelli, believe it or not. And we've got the Bournemouth right winger, Ryan. Of course, the legend, the myth, the legend, Mateus Cunha of Manchester United is playing up front for Brazil. In regards to Norway, we got Nyland in goal. Guys, currently back. We've got Ryerson, very good right back, currently playing for Dortmund. We've got Ajar, who plays for Brentford in England, of course. Hegem, Torben Hegem, who plays for Bologna in Italy. We've got Muller Wolf, who plays for Wolves. We've got Berg, that is Patrick Berg. We've got two Bergs in the midfield. Boda Gimti plays for. We got Sander Berg, who plays for Fulham. And we got Vic Martin Odegaard, who plays for Arsenal. With up front, they've got Nusa, the talented Nusa on the left wing, the 21-year-old Leipzig player. We've got Haaland as well, the Man City players, of course, no doubt. And Sørloth, the Atletico Madrid player. So Norway and Belgium, in regards to head-to-head, guys. So basically, the knockout stage. So basically, whoever wins this has the right to play England or Mexico in the quarterfinal, guys. And of course, Mexico are playing tonight against England, which is going to be a fascinating game, to be honest with you. Absolutely fascinating. Yeah, so those are the two lineups, guys. Let me just quickly run down actually the substitutions here. So let's go down through the substitutions. Okay, we've got Edison, the keeper, in goal of Man City. We've got Weverton, Alexandro, Gleison Bremer, Leo Pereira, Roger Ibanez, Danilo, Edison, Fabinho, and Endrick. Fabinho's still there. We've got, in regards to Norway, we've got Egil Selvik, the goalkeeper, Sander Tanvik, the goalkeeper, Frederick Andre Bjorkan, the defender, Hendrik Falconer, the defender. We've got Leo Ostergaard, the defender, Sandro Klingen Langus, defender. We've got Frederick Osnes is the midfielder. We've got Christian Thorsted, the midfielder. Marcus Holmgren Pedersen is the midfielder. Morten Thorsby, midfielder. Theo Arsgaard is a midfielder. Andreas Schelder, a very talented player, this guy, plays an attacker. Jans Peter Hoij, attacker. Jorgen Strand Larsen, attacker. Oscar Bob, attacker. There we go, guys. Those are the teams for today. I hope you're all doing well. Welcome everyone aboard. I hope everyone is good. I hope everyone's having a great day so far. And welcome back to Italy, where I am, guys, of course. I hope you're doing well. Hopefully this is a good game. Hopefully it's a competitive game. That's what I hope. I really do hope it's a competitive game. The teams are out, ready for the national anthems and whatnot, of course. If FIFA body gave the clemency, I might have been thinking, okay, but let's wait for an explanation with Trump. There's a reason I left USA during his first term. There's no excuses, Hassan. There's no excuses. Double red card equals, and it was a sinister red card. It wasn't a red card that's questionable. It was a sinister red card. It was a studied challenge, right? So double red means misses next game. Simple as that. One thing I would like to see before anything, obviously, is that if anyone else gets a red card, if they have the right to appeal as well, if they have a right to overturn the red card as well. That's what I'm interested to see. Do you know what I mean? Big up Ephraim, big up Richard as well. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you again, mate. Hope you're blessed. Hope everyone is good, guys. Welcome, guys, to this last 16 tie. Of course, just to let you know, of the results that have been going on. Of course, guys, Argentina, of course, made it to the quarterfinals. No surprise there, guys. Let me just read through some of these results here. So basically, since yesterday, so obviously I didn't do any watch alongs. France beat Paraguay by a goal to nil, courtesy of a penalty from Kylian Mbappe. Was a very, very spirited, hard performance from Paraguay. They did very well to take it that long, of course, guys, absolutely. And this game for me is where it gets a little bit serious, because these two teams, I'm going for a 2-2 draw. Like I said, I'm going for a 2-2 draw. I could actually think this is going to go down to penalties and things. I do think Norway are a better team, if you know what I mean. I think they're a better team. I think they have a better team ethic than Brazil. I think Brazil have a number of individuals in that team that are like, okay, they're pretty good, but I look at Norway and I think they are always my dark horses before the tournament. I think they're going to be, I think they'll give Brazil a game today. I really do. Big up. I agree. The podcast equals match fans. That's what I've been saying throughout my life. Anyway, that's what we've all been saying, Hassan. We've all watched football a very long time, haven't we? How it gets overturned coincidentally now, it is baffling to me. But there you go. Well, it's opened up the door. One thing we'll say, it's opened up the door for other teams, if they get a red card, to ring up Donald Trump and say, can you overturn this red card, please? Because that's what's going on at the end of the day. Football is a very sinister thing that has happened, and I don't think the World Cup should be hosted here again. That is just my opinion. Absolutely. 3-2 says Richard Duff. Big up, Rich. 3-2, that would be a good game. I found Paraguay during the second half frustrating. I did enjoy Elisa going for here, but a kid that made me smile. Look, Paraguay, you know what I've said. FM says 2-1 Brazil. You've got to take your opportunity, mate. When you get to this level of football, you've got to try and score. You can draw, you can defend for your lives, you can defend like warriors. But honestly, to be honest with you, you got to try and score a goal, haven't you? You've got to try and score a goal, and if you can't score a goal, then you're just going to get knocked out. And there are a lot of teams out there who would regret. Who would regret when they get knocked out 1-0, courtesy of a penalty. They're going to say, "Well, if we went for it a little bit more, if we tried a little bit harder, maybe we would have, blah blah blah. Maybe we would have went through." Let me just set this up. You know. Yeah, big up everyone, guys. Thank you, everyone who's joined me today. I appreciate you. Brazil on pen, says Hassan. Edison, Dill or Sal, Madness. Anderson, Dill or Sal. Dill of Sal. What does that mean, Stephen? Madness. Anderson. What do you think of Santos, Dill? Do you think of Santos, Sal? I've spoken about him before. Ornstein was speaking about him. I know he was linked to Man United before. Again, I can't tell because he doesn't play for Chelsea, does he? I can't say that he's good, he's bad. We're underway, guys. We're getting underway in this game, late as usual. We're going to be underway in this game. Yeah. Yeah, I can't really make it. I can't really make a judgment until. What do you think the deal off for Anderson? Sorry, I think the deal is off for Edison. Look, one thing, Edison, not Anderson, Stephen. Sorry, I didn't know who Anderson was. I said at the beginning of the tournament that we haven't signed Edison yet, and I want to see him sign on a dotted line before he does anything. I want to believe anything I hear so far. Yeah, at the moment, my man. At the end of the day, let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. But if it's off, then you know what? It's off, innit? And they're going to have to work extremely hard to get a replacement then, haven't they? But I did say, let's not get carried away with it, didn't I? I said, let's not get carried away. The deal is not done. We know that certain players can sign for football clubs and can end up not signing for football clubs. We remember it with Mikel. Do you remember that all those years ago? Big up. JDC, big up. Yeah, but Santos as a second sign is just bullshit. We're buying him because he's cheaper. JDC, Absolutely, 100%. Yes. If it is Santos, it is a cheap buy, you know. And but what I would say to you, JDC, the ironic thing about this whole situation, mate, that he's not going to be cheap. This is the whole thing about it. He's not going to be cheap. He's going to be 60, 70 million easy. You know, so what is this? You know, what is this? I think the key thing here is that they're going for what's easy as well. What's easy to attain because nobody else is after them. Nobody else is fighting tooth and nail for them. I think that's what they're going for. They're going for what's easy, you know. Anyway, we're underway in the game, guys. Hope everyone is well. Here, goalkeeper for Norway with the ball, guys. Yeah, so interesting game. One of these teams could be knocked out today. Obviously, two teams that have been like, well, Norway for me have been the team to look out for in this tournament, of course. We won a fair game. Unfortunately, this World Cup hasn't quite worked out as fair game. As we know with the red card from Balogun of USA, of course, crazy. Here come Norway. Norway on the left. There you go. Throw into Norway. I'm looking forward to the opening season, first season as a neutral since I was 7 years old to be 35. So, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. Hassan, so you fair play to you. You've given up on Arsenal completely with the obviously political side of things and stuff like that. Fair play to you, man. Giving Ephraim, give Chelsea money, maybe. Yeah, giving Chelsea money as well for their flops. When are we going to stop giving money for their flops? The World Cup has been really good, boring stuff. It has been really boring, mate. It's one of the worst. If we get Chouamini, get Boadi and Stiller, it will be decent midfield signing for me. If buts and maybes, isn't it? You know what I mean? If buts and maybes, isn't it? You know, but let's wait and see. I'm going to find out everything anyway, so we're going to all find out eventually. Yeah, Brazil on it. Brazil, it's a scrappy game so far. Here we go. Oh the God. Got the ball here. No chance for Norway. In the box. He's in the box here. It's a chance. Big chance. Goal for Norway. It's 1-0 to Norway, guys. It's 1-0 to Norway. What a start. It's Berg. It's offside. He's offside. Wow, that was offside. Oh, wow, that offside. That's crazy, man. My goodness me. Let me have a look. Yeah, he's off. Yeah, he's off. He's off. Yeah, he's off. Yeah, he's definitely off there. So I didn't see that, right? I didn't see that side of the bit. Yeah, that was offside. It was a decent finish from Berg, but yeah, it was offside. It was offside. Fair play. Offside. No, no, it's nearly scored. Nearly scored. Nearly scored, but it's a good start. Yeah, but I think that was like, just by margin. Yeah, just run a little bit too early. To be honest, yeah, just run a little bit too early. It's offside, clear offside there. But I thought I was going to get sight there. For what a start to the game. I thought, what a start to the game. I thought, wow, what a start. But yeah, it is still 0-0. But that would give Norway encouragement, definitely. What's interesting to see is the partnership to a team Marquinhos and Gabriel in the Brazilian lineup because a lot of people say about Arsenal, talk about the structure of Arsenal, and they talk about the defensive side of Arsenal as a structure. Um, is it a structure or is it individualism? And I think you can find out in this World Cup: is it individualism or is it the actual structure of the defense? Do you know what I mean? I would say. So far, he hasn't. I mean, he's looked fairly average. Did you watch play? But no one likes this type of football. Did you watch France play France Paraguay? I didn't. I was flying, JDC. I was flying. Whilst the game was going on, I just landed in Qatar. I was in Qatar for a bit, and then I flew out to Italy. So I saw the result. I saw 1-0 penalty. Look, I feel that when you're given an opportunity, guys, at the end of the day, when you're given an opportunity, I think you got to take that opportunity. You know what I mean? Big up Tomash. What's going on? Background is legendary. Stats out. Is it really? It's just a bit. Sorry, guys. It is. I am getting myself prepared. I am in Italy, Tomash, now, so I've got to sort out my backdrop. No doubt about it. I know it's not. It's not what you would like. I know it's not the best backdrop in the world. I know we're not going to be making any social media content creation backdrop awards or anything like that. Absolutely not. But you know what? It is what it is. We keep it rolling as we do in Stretford Post. I'm here quite often, as people know. They may recognise the backdrop from my other streams, of course. I'm here quite often and stuff. So, yeah. Thank you, man. Thank you. Do you like the little sculptures in the background? You know you like the sculptures. Don't give it. JDC, Galazza was throwing elbows and punches. How did Paraguay not get a single yellow card? I didn't see the highlights, mate. I looked at a penalty 1-0 to France. I thought, well, that was boring. I will do. Good morning, Sal. Big up, Lisa. How you doing? Big up, Thomas. Love my brother. Big up yourself. Hope you're well, my friend. Thank you. No, it will be improving. It will be improving. Yeah, but got to keep the streams coming. No matter where I'm in the world, I got to keep it moving. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I got to bring that Manchester United news. It's transfer window. Yeah, I mean, yeah, yeah. I mean, look, every time I turn around, every time I land, there's always a new story about Man United, and there's always a story that is like, what? You know what I mean? Now, today's story is the fact that Donald Trump contacted the FIFA, contacted FIFA, and said that overturned the red card for the USA player. That's what happened. That's the news. Then I heard Manchester United are targeting Santos. I knew about Santos because I mentioned him on the show before. Those who watch Stretford Post regularly would know that Santos has been on my thumbnail. I know that we're interested in Santos. I didn't really think it was something to be really serious. Now Ornstein's talking about it, and now it's starting to get a little bit, well, what's going on here then? Is it a cheap option? I don't think it's cheap because Santos is not cheap. Is it an easy option? I think is key. You know what I mean? Absolutely. Bear me a second, guys. Big up, everyone. Sorry about that. I hope you're well. Mixture of both positioning and discipline gives structure. It's solid there without it. The structure has holes in it. I think he does work very well with Gabriel. I think they do very well as a partnership. And this is something that I was talking about with Man United. Man United need to build partnerships all around the pitch, whether it's centre backs, midfield, strikers. We need to build the partnerships there. 100%. It was old-fashioned South American defence against France. Well, maybe they should show some old-fashioned South American flair and attacking prowesses. Maybe they might be through to the next round. Who knows? You know what I mean? Absolutely. But yeah, I looked at that result. And I thought that was boring. Maybe I'm judging it, though. You know what I mean? But I don't think I've missed much so far this last 32, if I'm being honest. But now we're back. We're into the last 16, guys. Obviously, there's lots going on. There's Mexico, England later on, of course, and yeah, look, in the grand scheme of things, who dares wins, isn't it? In this tournament. But we won a fair game. That's all I said. I said that before the tournament. I don't care who really wins the World Cup, as long as it's fair game. I said that at the beginning. Penalty. Is that going to be a penalty? Cunha. Cunha's on the floor. Cunha, calm down, brother. Let me have a look. It's a penalty. That's a penalty to Brazil. That's a penalty all day. I know he played for it slightly, but that's a penalty. I think he's going to give a penalty for that. They're not. He dived. He dived, but they might give a penalty for this. I think he dived there, but they might give a penalty for this. I think he dived though. I think he dived. I think it was a dive. He played for it, but I'm not. I'm going to be real. He dived. But he played for that. Look how he's falling down before the contact. I would say. I would say that's a dive. Because Harry Kane happened to Harry Kane the other day. He didn't give a penalty. Same thing. Harry Kane played for it, but he fell. It's the same thing, but they're going to give a penalty because they're not. They ain't got brains. They're going to give a penalty because they haven't got any brains. They haven't got any education. um, yeah, he's going to give it. Just give it. I would give a penalty. You can't not give a penalty. He It was clumsy for the Norwegian player. But I know what Cunha's doing. But one thing is Cunha couldn't get out of that. Penalty given 1-0. Um, it's a penalty. The Norwegian player was stupid for doing that. Thomas, I didn't. But I was traveling, Thomas. I didn't get to watch it. Sorry, I was in the air. I didn't get to watch the game. I didn't miss much apparently. Stupid from Ajar, the Brentford player, of course, going in stupidly for no reason there. Did not need to go to floor. Bad defending, very bad defending, and his whole team would be disappointed in him there. But you shouldn't be going to floor like that. Come on, man. You shouldn't be going to floor like that. Who's taking a penalty? Well, it's a lively start to the game. Vinicius Junior will be taking a penalty. No, he's not. He's passed it over. He's bottled it. He's bottled the penalty. Right. Is it Gomes will be taking a penalty for Brazil there? Because Vinicius Junior is not on it. So he'll be taking the penalty. Let's see how this goes. Saved by the keeper. I told you Vinicius Junior bottled it. I told you he bottled it. What an absolute prat. I told you Vinicius Junior should be taking the penalty and he bottled it. You see? Great save. Can't believe. There you go. Penalty. Awful. Bloody, that was an awful penalty, mate. I knew that Vinicius Junior should have took that penalty. I was thinking, why is Gomes taking that penalty? What the hell is going on? Oh my goodness me. Yeah, well, what a lively start, guys. A lifeline for Norway. A lifeline. An absolute lifeline for Norway. Long goal kick anyway. Norway be feeling aggrieved. It was a stupid challenge in the first place for the Norwegian player. He's been let off the hook here. He's been let off the hook. Poor penalty though. I would have saved that, guys. I think many of us would have saved that. That's such a poor penalty. It's an awful penalty. I think many of us would have saved that. Cunha should have taken the penalty. Yeah, someone attacking wise should have taken the penalty. I've always believed that attackers should take the penalty, unless you're Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire takes a mean penalty. People understand about the levels to this game. Harry Maguire takes a mean penalty. It's just what I've seen it. I've seen it with my very eyes. He takes a penalty like what absolute madness. That was a poor penalty. One of, I mean, so predictable. Uh, Bruno G, what you have done? Why was he taking it? What a shaver! Because you know what, Vinicius Junior bottled it. Simple as. I think he bottled it, mate. He gave the ball. He was going to take it, but he gave the ball to Vinicius Junior. He gave the ball to Guimaraes, and Vinicius Junior gave the ball to Guimaraes. So he bottled it, you know. And mm, rest is history. Um, anyway, game on. 0-0 between Brazil and Norway in this World Cup, last 16 tie here in New Jersey, of course. I think this hosts the World Cup final, doesn't it? Yeah, so it's 0-0. That's what I said. I said what it's all about with Norway. If I was going to talk about Norway, Norway need to play the game and not the name. And I think many teams do that when they play Brazil. You know, they're getting a bit intimidated by the fact that they're playing Brazil, because this is not the Brazil of old. You know, it's not the real Brazil of old. This is, I mean, Brazil of old, man. My goodness me, come on, man. Even the names were flashy. You know, it's just, you know, back then it was just like next level. Brazil were just like they'll be dancing on the pitch. They'll be playing like, you know, they were just the next level. And you had to be absolutely perfect to even have a chance to beat. Online, looking at them in shame, yeah, Tomash. I mean, their national team has gone down. It's like I was saying. Kind of reminds me of Haaland giving the pen to Mamouche in the FA Cup final. Yeah, look, Alex Ferguson said, isn't it? He said it back in the day. He said, you never play around with the penalty. You never give the penalty to someone else unless you're 4-5 nil up and you want to give someone some confidence. If the game is 0-0, your best player takes the penalty. It's as simple as that. You know, if your best player bottles out of the penalty, and there's been a few over the years, then they're not your best player. Simple as that. Do you think Mainu might actually get some game minutes though? I will put my money on it. You know, absolutely. You know, fancy giving the penalty to Newcastle, but absolutely, absolutely. What happened to our national team? Which one, Tomash? As a Swede, Norway needs to go out, and your national team, Sweden, Sweden, Norway needs to go out. I thought you'd be supporting your Scandinavian brothers, Tomasz. I thought you'd be supporting them. I thought that would be your Norwegian brothers, man. I thought that's your Norwegian brother. You'd be supporting them today. I'm obviously wrong. Yeah. I mean, for me, it decides who England or Mexico play. So if hopefully England go through, if England go through, they play one of these teams, and it comes down to who would I who I would prefer to play. I think they're both kind of similar. All right, guys, we're carried on. Um, yeah, Norway nil, Brazil nil. Norway need to shake themselves off. They haven't been that impressed with Norway so far. Norway have been very kind of pragmatic, if I'm being honest. Been a bit cautious, guys, in my opinion. Thomas, hell no, is rivalry. Sweden has always been the big brother of Scandinavia. I don't know. I think Sweden and Norway are both lovely countries, lovely people. And I'm cool with both of them. That's the thing with me. I understand the rivalry. I'm English. At the end of the day, everyone hates us. So I understand the rivalry, but yeah, I like both of them. But I think Norway, you should be proud. I think Norway have got a very good team. They've done very well, and I think the thing with Scandinavian football, it swings around in roundabouts. It's a bit like Sweden at one year, Norway the other year, and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, um, Sweden are up and coming. Sweden got a young team. Sweden will get better, and they'll be back. Um, for England's sake, Tuchel might consider Gavin Maynard the number 8 with either Anderson or Rice. I'm saying, like Sal said, slim chances. Slim chances, Hassan. This is what we need in football. You need chemistry, you need balance, and having Rice and Anderson is too similar. It's too pragmatic. It's too low block. I have a feeling he's going to pick the same lineup. Madueke should be nowhere near that lineup. One of the worst wingers I've ever seen in the World Cup. It was all, but we'll have to wait and see. Um, I don't think he'll change much. I don't think he'll change much. Just was Cunha to dunk on Haaland and Odegaard and send them home crying. Big up, my friend. He probably will. The way that Norway are playing. England should play 4-3-3. Mainu in the middle with Anderson and Rice, Bellingham as a left attack. So Bellingham's not an attacker for me. I will say that Bellingham's a number 8. When Bellingham was coming through the ranks, right, in Birmingham and stuff, he was a midfielder. He was a number 8, not a not number 10. But yeah, England can't play Anderson and Rice together. It's just too blunt. But I don't know if you can. I don't know if you can play both of them. And I just think that at the moment, I think looking at England, I think their wingers are poor. I think we might have to think about changing the formation because of the wingers. Saka's not ready. He's not up for it. Saka's not fit, is he? And then you think about if we haven't got Saka, we've got Madueke, and is that the necessary quality that England are looking at? So the Danish and Swedes despise Norway in football. I think that it has to do with local rivalry. Yeah, historically, Vikings and was it Vikings and stuff. If Haaland get one chance, I think he scores. If he gets a penalty, he will. Definitely. Um, Here come Norway though. Nusa. Lost the ball out to Cunha. Cunha brings the ball forward. Well one back by Cunha. Cunha running forward. Cunha. Go on, Cunha. Go on, mate. He's run out of steam. He's run out of steam. He tried to take the ball on himself. Um, Thomas, Mandem. And the midfielders were recently being heavily linked with shows the ball didn't have the replacements ready when we weren't getting Mateus. Facts, Mandem. Facts. Um, factually, facts. Absolutely, mate. They're not prepared, mate. I said it. I said it a week ago. I said they're throwing everything against the wall and hoping something sticks. That's all they're doing. They're winging it. It's blasé. It's like lack of planning, lack of ideas. Who's cheaper? Who's easiest? You know. What do we say about that? 0-0. 25 minutes gone, guys. Sweden nil. Norway nil. Not Sweden. Sorry, I know they're yellow, but it's Brazil nil. Norway nil. Norway bringing the ball forward. Norway got to show a little bit more attacking progresses. They've got some good attacking players on the pitch. They need to show it. Right now, they're just really sort of pragmatic and stuff like that. I mean, I suppose it could play a 4-2, 4-3-4-2, 3-4-2-1, but then forget about width. You have to be level through the middle. He said and done. The only thing I would agree with the three at the back is the three and the four is that you can play Saka as a wing back and you can have that natural right-sided player on that side, rather than playing Jed Spence. He's not a right back, playing right back. You know what I mean? And that's the only thing with it. But as you said, that sort of formation, as we know, Ruben Amorim takes time to perfect. You have to be playing it for a number of years or a number of months before you can think it's a difficult formation to do. But it's an option. Why does Cunha run like he's falling? Is it pisses me off? Some people can run, some people can't. I mean, it's not easy to run the length of a football pitch, as people know. You got to build on your leg strength. Colombia versus Switzerland, who wins? Tomas, Switzerland. That's a shock, isn't it? I think Switzerland will win a bit but it's going to be a tough game. I think that can go to extra time and penalties. I like Switzerland. I like the Swiss team. I think they're quite good. I think they're underrated. Um, you know, I think they're underrated. Trigger game. I think if Haaland gets one chance, it's over, mate. I don't rate this Brazil side. I said it at the beginning of the stream. I don't rate this midfield at all. I don't rate this. Sorry, I don't rate this Brazilian team at all. It's one of the worst Brazilian teams I've ever seen, and I'm not saying that to be harsh or sound bites and things like that. I just think it's one of the worst Brazil sides I've ever seen. And yeah, it is absolutely. Um, we got a hydration break here, guys. We got a hydration break. So, bottle of water. Give me a bottle of water. I should have a hydration break as well. Um, Colombia will beat Swiss. Come on, Sal. Women are lit. Women are lit. Women are lit, but I don't know what you mean. I don't think Colombia are as good as you think, Beef Bully. I just got a feeling for Switzerland, mate. I can't judge Colombia until I see them actually playing someone of significance. You know what I mean? They ain't played it. Um, I can't judge them until I see them play someone good, you know, at the end of the day. Um, you know what I mean? I can't, I don't know. I think it'll go to extra time, like I said. I think it'll be a tough game. Um, yeah, I agree, Jigga Kim. I even think that's a big for them because I look at their team I look at their team and it's like, yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, you know, it's not a Brazil team that I used to look at and think, wow, what a team! Rivaldo, Ronaldo, Roberto Carlos. It's not that sort of team anymore. We played Portugal, yeah, but Portugal drew with Ghana or something like that. You know what I mean? You know, I can't judge them until this because I've watched them and they rely a lot on Luis Diaz, a lot. Um, they're what they always are, Colombia. Good team, but quarterfinal tops, I think. And I think that's what it is. They're off of the green. They've got an easy draw. But I mean, France and Norway have got hard draws, and England have got hard draws. They've got an easy draw. Let's see what they can do. But I like Switzerland. I think they're a very good team. I think they're going to surprise a few people. Mark my words. And I like Manzambi. I like him. I like Mbulo up front. I think they're a good team. And the one thing about Switzerland, they're experienced. Experienced team, and they make things happen, and they can score goals. But like I said, I think it'll be a draw, and I think it'll go to extra time, and that's my prediction. We'll have to wait and see. If I was an England fan, which I am, I was born in England. If England played Colombia in the quarterfinals, I'll be delighted. That's how I put it. I'd be delighted to play Colombia, but we're not. We're playing bloody France or something. We're playing Brazil. You know what I mean? England get through. I think the last thing Beef Bully England want to do is go to penalties against Mexico. The last thing they want to do is go to 120 minutes in Mexico. You know. Don't get me wrong, Colombia is nothing to scoff at. Switzerland has more balanced technically teams, so why I guess I was saying Switzerland. I don't, look, Hassan, I'm really like this. It's not like Switzerland 100%, but I don't think it's what I'm hearing a lot of people say is that Colombia easy. That's what I'm hearing people say. I don't think that. I don't think Colombia easy. No. I don't rate Portugal in this tournament. I don't think Portugal. I think Portugal have been slow growers in this tournament. As we know, they've had some funny results. They haven't been amazing. So I would like to judge them after in this quarterfinals in this last 16. Sorry, and see what happens after that. I don't think Switzerland's just going to come there and get rolled over. No, at the end of the day, you know, Switzerland's a good team, no doubt. But Colombia, don't you think Switzerland don't stop running too? I mean, I look at Colombia and just a bunch of road runners, mate. That's it, road runners. If England played Colombia, I bank on England just like they did in 2018 and beating them. And that's what I say. I think that they're a bunch of road runners and a one man team a little bit. But what I would say is that it's going to be a tough game, and I don't think Switzerland are better technically. I think which gives us a slight advantage. Technically, they've got their head screwed on. I'm looking forward to the game because obviously it's a different game than what Colombia are used to, than easy games, and so I'll wait and see what happens with that. We'll have to wait and see. But I don't think it'll be. I don't get gaslighted into these teams. I'm neutral on this. I couldn't care less. But I don't get gaslighted into teams that can run or put effort in. I look at everything in everything in technical ability, and I feel like it'd be a tough game. I'm not saying that Colombia won't win, but I don't think it's going to be an absolute trouncing. What I'm hearing people saying that Colombia are going to win 2-3-0. That's what I've been hearing. That is one thing I want, Thomas, and that I agree with. I want Colombia, Argentina. I want that as well. Um, I just think this World Cup has been so easily mapped out for Argentina. It's mad. It is mad when you look at it, and it would be nice for them to play Colombia because Colombia would give them a game definitely because of South American, the South American connection and things like that. You know what I mean? England beat them with Lingard, Trigger King. That's even worse. They beat them with Lingard. England conceded a last-minute goal, though, Trigger King. It was 1-0 to England all the way through, and England weren't in threat of losing that game. I always felt that England would win, regardless. Um, England beat bloody Colombia with Lingard. That's even worse. England play Brazil, Norway in the quarterfinals, and most probably Argentina semi-final south. Bring it on. They got to beat Mexico first. But I'd say if you want to be the best in life, you got to beat the best. Simple as. Got to beat the names. I actually think it'd be a tougher game against Norway because of the rivalry in regards to Premier League and stuff like that, and Ireland. I don't know. When you get into the quarterfinals and that, but one thing I know is that I'd much rather be playing Colombia than bloody Brazil or Norway or Argentina in semi. But yeah, look, at the end of the day, quarterfinal, but England have to win the last 16 first. And the Mexico game is going to be a tough game, but I think England have better players than Mexico individually, and they just have to get over the first 20 minutes, quieten down the crowd a little bit, and I think they'll be all right. But yeah, they have to have a little bit of don't do anything stupid in the opening exchanges. Guys, we're 0-0 here. Do we take this World Cup seriously anymore, considering Donald Trump let off a player for having a red card? I mean, why is Donald Trump getting involved in football? I'll never know. That's what we're talking about. Why this country should not host another World Cup ever again when presidents are getting involved in red cards. It's an absolute disgrace. Oh, good strike from Odegaard, just wide of the post. If I was Belgium, I'd be. If I was Belgium, I'd be like, where we go, what are we doing here? Do you know what I mean? Um, yes, Trigger Kim. Do I think he should get sacked? The only reason I think he should get sacked, you know, the only thing I think he should get sacked is because the squad he picked, Trigger Kim. You know, I honestly think that Richard, they might be a Ronaldo versus Messi, sort of. They're trying to work it towards that. England had one a bad team. We gave England a match and not walk in the park. It wasn't a walk in the park, but it was kind of easy in regards that they didn't really give us any pressure. They had a set piece goal from a header. I remember it, and it was like a shock. England were comfortable the whole game. It wasn't like the Colombia were all over, like all over bombarding our goal. It was like, yeah, you know what I mean? It's a game that another England team without Lingard would have won 2 or 3-0. If it was, for example, you know, an England team of 2002 or something like that, England would have won that game comfortably. Do you know what I mean? But it was just that because we had a couple of very average players in that team, we still do. It wasn't a walk in the park, but it was like a game that I didn't see Colombia score, and then they got that fluke header, and it came off the bar and all over the place, and then it was 1-1. I never doubted England in regards to the rest of the game. Colombia threw it away themselves. They had the chance to win the penalty shootout, and they didn't. And one thing, what I am saying is that if I had a quarter final or semi final as Colombia, I myself, after watched football for 40 years, I'd be delighted with that, rather than playing France or Spain. Because I think France and Spain are there. You know what I mean? I think France and Spain are there. I think they're there, and I think they will beat them. Yeah, but up against Colombia. But you know what? I don't get this gaslighting and stuff. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, well, is it that Rodriguez who's the most overrated, one of the most overrated players ever? Took a corner kick from Yerry Mina. It was off the bar and it went all over the place. Yeah, and it was a game, and it was a game that the problem. Let me tell you something about England, right? In that game, because I watched that game, right? England let Colombia into the game. That's how it went. England gave Colombia a chance. England went nervous and pragmatic, like they do with Southgate, like they did over the history of Gareth Southgate's tenure. England went pragmatic. England sat back. England, had Southgate in charge. So England sat back and let Colombia into the game. That's how it worked out, and they equalised, of course, guys. Um, you look at England team, and they had Gareth Southgate as a manager. You know what I mean? And without Gareth Southgate, I think England would have went to the final. So one thing you could say is that Colombia took the semi-finalist to extra time. You could say that, but I felt like England should have beaten Croatia. Absolutely, you know, they should have beaten Croatia. Gareth Southgate put paid to that. Do you know what I mean? You know, we all have our problems, Tamash. Every single country has their problems. If you know the problems in England, you'll know. We all have problems. We all have domestic problems. We have political problems. But all these players, most of them play in Europe, my bro. Most of them play in Argentina, and most of them play in that. So they're cool, man. It has nothing to do with political problems and things like that, because at the end of the day, we can all bring in political problems into the problem. Congo can bring in political problems into their thing. Brazil can bring in political problems, but Brazil, they still do the business, don't they? There's always political problems. There's always problems within the country, but they all play in Europe, and they all play in South America. They all in Argentina and Brazil and things like that. So I don't think we can be using excuses. They lost the game. They played well, and that's it. I think England have argued one of the best teams to have never won the World Cup, argued since I was abroad. Yes, they are Trigger King, but so I would say a couple of teams. Holland as well. Spain only won it recently. I would say the 1998, 2002, sort of that period there, English have won something definitely. whether it's luck, bad management, whatever. I don't like using excuses in it. And Euro '96, they should have won Euro '96, as we know. But you play 11 gets 11 on the pitch, you lose, you lose. Simple as that. Whether it's penalties, whether it's 1-0, 2-0, 2-1, you've got to take advantage of it. England should have won the Euros 2020, but Southgate went pragmatic. Absolutely. Still nil-nil, guys. Brazil nil, Norway nil in this game. Yeah, but we're talking about 11 against 11 players, Tomasz, on the football pitch. That's it. And those players don't get involved in politics. The only time I remember it being involved in politics and corruption was obviously, God rest his soul, obviously, Brazil 1994, uh, um, the 1994 Colombian team. If we know, that was proper political. That was corruption. Because there was gambling involved. But in regards to 2014 and onwards, all these players play in Europe. There's nothing to do with it, mate. No, there's no excuses. I don't like using political excuses. You know, um, Brazil have had problems for years with these sort of things, and they've won things. And so have Argentina. To be honest with you, they're still corrupt. Absolutely. Um, Fans will really feel deflated if we are not the popularity of Manchester United and the Premier League. I think England football team, as popular as they are, they're not. What do you mean popular? England are not popular. Everyone wants them to lose. Um, Actually, England have always had a very, you know, less Man United players than most play teams. They have only got one in this squad right now. They have less popularity, like because they don't play enough. They don't play Man United players really. They haven't in it through history. I don't think you can say that England are popular. England are popular because they invented football, Sugar King. That's why they're popular. Because they're the biggest World Cup here. Sorry to be an asshole, but this would be going on if it weren't for England. And I think there should be respect always. And just like I respect the other teams in Brazil, it's not like Manchester United made England popular. England and Man United have no connection, absolutely not. And England was popular in the 80s and the 70s, winning Champions Leagues, not the Forest, Aston Villa, Liverpool were winning Champions Leagues, winning European Cups non-stop. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day. So yeah, look, it's nothing to do with Man United making England popular. If you know your history about English football, Man United and England are not really connected in that way. What can be done about gambling on sport? I don't know. What can be done about corruption? Tell me that, Gregory. What do you make of Donald Trump getting involved in the World Cup and overturning Bannigan's red card? Because at the moment, I don't really see gambling going on. There's no gambling in sport, Gregory, at this moment that we know of. Who's doing gambling right now at the end of the day? He's a good player. I thought you're Norwegian, Thomas. You can't have two. Are you Colombian? You should be proud. Um, but yeah, you brought up politics and the conversation about football. So I'm telling you, it's football and what's going on in the country, like you said, um, has no connection towards winning and losing. That's what I said. At the end of the day, I mean, come on, come on. Iran came to this World Cup. Look what that. Well, look what they had to go through. And they didn't lose a game. You know, that is proper shit. You know what I mean? It's embarrassing, Trigger Kim. Out of everything that's happened, it's embarrassing. That's why I hope that one of the teams that he doesn't want to win the World Cup win it. You know, I hope Argentina, and I hope who's the other team he likes? USA. Don't win it. Yeah, but then Gregory, you know what happens, don't you? You know, especially if there's a school around or something. God forbid. Um, I don't want to looking at these dead celebrities. Get the camera back on these bloody football matches. I want to look at these soulless celebrities. I feel like I'm looking at seeing these bloody soulless celebrities in the crowd. I want to watch a football match. 6 minutes of injury time. No, Thomas, it's fine. I get you're supporting your team, man. That's how it should be. That's how it should, it's just a conversation. Thomas, it's fine. So, you've been a black Argentine person over the R station. I don't know what you're talking about, beef bully. What are you saying, guys? Can you someone riddle me this, riddle me that? What the hell is beef bully saying there? I don't know. He wants Morocco. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. He wants USA or Argentina, mate. You know what this, can I tell you something what they want, guys? It's fine, Tomash, much love, brother. You know what, can I tell you what it is? They want Portugal and Argentina, Messi versus Ronaldo. I've said it at the beginning. That's what they want in this World Cup, you know? I don't think he wants an Islamic nation of Morocco to win it, if I'm being honest. I that's what I think, with Donald Trump. I think he would be against that, in my opinion, just like he was against, Iran and stuff, but we'll have to wait and see. Um, 5 minutes, guys. Oh, dead game to be honest. Started off well, but it has been a boring game to be honest. This World Cup has been pretty boring, if I'll be honest, but it has been a pretty dead game. It has been. Yeah, no to corruption in sport. May the best team win fairly. That's all I say. And if they win and they win fairly, congratulations. Well done. Best team. Well done. That's all I say in sport. I don't like sinister things going on in football and things because I don't want to be looking at it because last season, let's be real, guys. Last season, Arsenal had a lot of decisions go their way. Last season, Arsenal had many decisions go their way, and I felt there was something sinister going on there last season. And it would take a fool to say it wasn't because there were certain decisions that were happening that contradicted themselves a week later, if you remember, and that was last season. I want England in the finals, and all you wonderful guys can lose your minds from excitement. I won't be excited, Gregory. I think I'll be far from excited, mate. I'll be nervous, but I'll be England will probably play France or something like that, so I won't be very confident. But, yeah, it'd be nice. I won't be excited. I'm a Man United fan. I labour in international football. I'm a bit like, "Yeah, okay, yeah, great, we won, great." I'm a bit like that. It's not like Man United for me. It's like, I just I just never got into it because obviously, it's just England don't win things, so it's a bit like, not that I want in it for people to win it, but England don't really do the right thing, it's not my first love in football. Portugal and Argentina will only happen in FIFA games, hence France will finish them. Who knows, Trigger Kim? France didn't really finish Paraguay, did they? They beat them with a penalty, so let's wait and see. Do you think Balogun's red card should have been stood? Yes, Alex, it should have stood. It should have stood. It should have stood. It should. I mean, at the end of the day, if that was England, if that was Norway, Sweden, whoever it was, if that was Colombia, that red card stands. You know, and I don't see how a government or a president should be involved in that. Should be involved in the decision making of football. You know, chance for Norway there. For 1 minute of this game, guys, of halftime. Soon as the money come into football, corruption and criminals followed. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I miss Casemiro too, Trigger Kim. I think he was a great player last season. I actually think Trigger. He was probably the best midfielder in the country last season. I think he was better than Declan Rice last season. I'll say that. I think just because he didn't win the league last season, I think he weren't given the player of the season last season. He was fantastic last season. I feel like international football kind of ruins the Premier League in a way because of all these long breaks. I mean, I hope, Alex, that we don't get any injuries. We don't get any, things happening to our players because we've got a weak enough squad as it is. You know what I mean? So I hope we don't get any injuries. I hope we don't get any setbacks. That's one of my main hopes when I watch international football World Cup. Trigger, can you imagine if the quarters did the Trump thing with the red card and turns to a red card right now? The whole media would be on their necks. Yeah, it should not happen in football. When I heard that happen today, I was like, "What the hell is going on here? What are we doing here?" I'm thinking, like, if I was a Belgium fan, I'd be absolutely fuming, mate. I'd be fuming if I was Belgium 'cause they're playing them in the next game, innit? So I'll be absolutely fuming because that shows to me corruption of the highest order. It shows to me um, that they're going to try and make them go through by hook or by crook. Half time, guys, 0-0 between Brazil and Norway in this game. Half time, guys. Hope you're well, everyone. We got Hassan. Hey, Sal, the Queenie, how are you, my friend? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Glad to see you safe travel. Thank you, my friend. I see Brazil winning 2-1. Big up, Sal. Big up, my friend. It could be, could be, could be. Absolutely. Um, this just shows how absolutely useless they are with replacing Casemiro. Thomas, spot on, man. We're replacing a Ferrari with a Ford Escort. That's what we're doing, man. We're absolutely useless, Thomas. And I worry about us. I honestly, God, I worry about that. I worry about us on the footballing side. I worry about us next season. I really do, and it really, really does drive me crazy. You know what's going on. It's not only about looking for the cheaper option; it's about looking for the easier option. You know what I mean? Marcus, after Brazil, good to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Ronaldo got a red card, but it didn't stop Brazil from getting to the final and winning it. Ronaldinho, yeah, but that Brazil side, Trigger Kim, was amazing. You had R9, Rivaldo, Roberto Carlos, Aldair, Cafu. I mean, that team, Gilberto Silva, my goodness me, Juninho. I don't think they had so many good players, Trigger Kim. I think that World Cup, the only team that could win that World Cup other than England, was Brazil. And if England went through, England would have won that World Cup. But let's not get it twisted, Trigger. They cheated their way past Turkey in the semi-final, right? Let's not forget that. Rivaldo with all those play acting and all that, you got to give it. And they got Turkey a red card, which contributed to winning. And then they played Germany, who England beat 5-1 a few weeks before, a few months before. Hassan, I'll take my leave. I'm gonna go over to lose. Take care, everyone. So I'm gonna pick up my friend. Hope you're doing well. Is it true Andre Santos Baleba going to be a transfer window? Manchester United angry with the owners. So I spoke about Kevin. I spoke about Santos about 6 months ago. About Man United are interested in Santos from Chelsea, and Man United have this list of players that they like, and then go through them one by one, right? And all these players that we've mentioned on the channel, that again, no coincidence, isn't it? We've mentioned all these players on the channel, so we're going by each one of those players one by one. You know, he's that Chelsea reject, isn't he, Thomas? You know, I mean, you have two corrupt organisations working together. What do you expect to happen? True, Alex. True. Can't disagree with that. Can't disagree with that at all. Half time here, guys. 0-0 between Brazil and Norway. Quite a scrappy game. Missed penalty from Brazil in this game as well. Let's not forget. So, yeah, quite a scrappy game, quite even. And I think it still can go either way. I'm still going for a draw for myself, in my opinion. Still going for that. I think it still be a draw. Um, I think Brazil missed their big opportunity with that penalty. It was a clumsy tackle from the Norwegian player, and he's missed it. I don't know for the life of me why Ramirez took the penalty. I mean, there's so many attacking players on that pitch. I don't know why he took the penalty. It's crazy, really, when you think about it. You know what I mean? Is that cowardice? Is it cowardice or something? Is it? I don't know. I always feel that an attacking player should take a penalty, or your best player. Yeah, that match was Turkey versus Brazil. Germany didn't have the Ballack in the final as well. One of the most unlucky players is Ballack in the final. Ballack is one of the best players not to win the Champions League, isn't it, Trigger? Very, very good player. Yeah, he's one of the most unluckiest players in world football, definitely. You know, definitely, 100%. Yeah, but look, I'm not going to take anything away from that Brazil side. Brazil were just they know how to win and they win. And that's ultimately what it's all about, isn't it? And they didn't only win with obviously that. I'm not saying the red card from Turkey and that, but they might have still went on to win that game. But I feel like they are they were always a great team to watch, and they will always play the football the right way with R9, with Rivaldo. Rivaldo is one of my favorite players, by the way. And I think that they always had it. They always had that ability, you know what I mean, to get over the line. And that team back in 2002 was aging, so it was sort of going off a cliff a little bit. And then after that, they sort of went downhill, didn't they? But they had a lot of success, you know. And that team that he's talking about, those names are Boa legends in themselves, absolutely. Um, Soldiers glazing this Santos. Clowns, Zaid, clowns. That's all I can say. Comparing Santos and all that to Tonali and Anderson and all that is criminal within itself, isn't it? At the end of the day. Kiddo, what's going on? Man United just shocked me. Is it true that they are saying that Edison deal was off? Kiddo, look, I'm going to find out tomorrow. I'm going to get the news because I'm hearing some. I'm in Italy at the moment, so I'm going to find out. And I'm hearing a lot of nonsense going on and stuff. But I did say, let me just clarify something, guys. When we signed Edison, which we didn't, I said that this deal wasn't official and anything can happen. You know, and you know what happens in football, right? For example, let me give you an example, guys. I want to give you an example. This has not happened, but this could happen. Imagine Edison goes into the World Cup squad with Brazil. He's agreed to go to Man United. Everything is in place. Everything's in order. He's ready to sign for Man United when he comes up from the World Cup. Imagine he goes to the World Cup with Brazil and he falls out with Cunha. Imagine that happens. Imagine he has an argument with Cunha. No, I'm not saying it's happened, but just say this kind of thing happens all the time with human beings. Yeah? Imagine that happens. He's going to think, Cunha plays for Man United. I don't really, these sort of things can happen. So I said, until he's signed there, he's signed the dotted line, and he's holding up that shirt until it's official. I'm not even on that. Listen, they put smoke in their eyes going for Anderson tonight. Absolutely, listen. And now we're going for Santos and Blaber. Sick and tired of this club. This ball, yeah. I'm just saying this. I wonder if we ever see Jose take over Portugal national team. It's been a godsend, hasn't it, Thomas, for a long time. He should have done. I wonder if Klopp is ever going to take charge of the German national team as well. I mean, yeah, I think that Jose would have been great for Portugal, but better than Roberto Martinez and managers like that, of course. A big up Gregory the first weekend of July, and our club still hasn't signed Edson since he is cheap, or possibly not. Let's try and sell. He's cheap. He is cheap, mate. He's 35 billion in this market. He's very cheap. And what I would say, Gregory, is that he hasn't signed for Man United yet because Man United are waiting for him to come back from the World Cup. And then, obviously, first of all, they were waiting for him to waiting for the fiscal year, and now the fiscal year is done. They're waiting for the World Cup. So, listen, guys, I've said my piece. You know, I've said my piece, and I've said my theories and analogies about what's going on. They want to kick the ball down the road. They want to waste as much time as possible, and that's what it is. Seeing that Stretford paddock guy, Ronaldo, compare him to Tchouaméni. Ronaldo didn't compare anyone to anyone, Zaid. Ronaldo won't compare anyone to anyone. I'm just going on the game, but why Bruno G taking the penalty? Brazil. Marcus, because I think Vinicius spotted it. I would have given it to Cunha myself. I think Vinicius spotted it because Vinicius initially had the penalty in his hand, and then he gave it to Ramirez for whatever reason. And I've always believed that your best player, your best penalty taker, should take the penalty. I always believe that. Um, that would be a good choice, Kevin, no doubt about it. But you know what? When I'm looking at Man United at the moment, they're looking at like 20th choice. You know what I mean? And something like that. You know, there's crazy. Um, Trigger, we are in for a lot of annoying season. No signing so far. Best in class nonsense, and league is just for a month away. They're going to throw Carrick under the bus, Trigger, like they did with various managers. It's what I was banging the drum about before. They're going to they're throwing managers under the bus, and they're going to throw Carrick under the bus. And if Carrick fails by December, everyone's going to blame Carrick, and no one's going to look at the board and the ineptness of the board. You know, that's what's going to happen. So, why do you think Coutinho and Bruno are not working well for Portugal? I don't think Bruno's a midfielder. Um, he doesn't work well with anybody, really. Those who know he doesn't really work with Cristiano. Sorry, guys, but if you remember Man United when they had Bruno, Cristiano, there was a thing going on. I don't know. I don't know. I think there's a lot of main character syndromes in that Portugal team. I think there's a lot of players who want to be the main character. Bruno, Ronaldo, for example, want to be the main character, and then. But you know what? What I would say is that their big game is Spain, and that is a massive game, and that is a game that is going to judge Portugal from where they really are. Because I really rate Spain. I think Spain keep the ball so well. Spain are like a unit and progress. They don't necessarily have the best striker, but they seem to just make chances, And yeah, we have to wait and see. We are a joke. 20% ownership. No wonder why they want to build a new stadium. And Kiddo, there are some people going out there who are gaslighting them. You know what I mean? Into stuff and that. You know what I mean? Some people out there who are still gaslighting us into believing that they are the real deal. It's crazy when you think about it, isn't it, bro? Absolutely. Some people out there still backing them blindly. Absolutely. Bear me a second, guys. Waiting for the second half to start, guys. Just waiting for the second half to start. Be with me in a second. Yeah. Right, everyone, still waiting for the second half to start. Slow burner. Fans still defend Glenel's transfer window. They can get away with anything. If it's like they stole from you and then they still sell you back. Exactly, Thomas. Great analogy. It's exactly what I'm saying. No matter what they do, they seem to be these gaslighters seem to be backing them blindly and trying to gaslight everyone else in backing them as well. And no matter what they do, they're trying to manipulate you into thinking that. Some of them are big platforms, and they're getting called out for it. At the end of the day, it's ridiculous. And some people are like, they're trying to justify why we shouldn't have signed Anderson, Tonali, Mateus Fernandez, but they're justifying why we signed Edison, and that's the thing, And it's ridiculous, man. It really is. It really is pathetic, you know. It is pathetic. And you've seen them like right now. You've seen a lot of them just blatantly, so obviously, blindly supporting them, and obviously that leads you to think that something sinister is going on. You know, Greg, this certainly feels like we have watched this summer out in slow motion with predictable outcomes. Match United pathetic. Yeah, we've been there before, Gregory. PTSD in full overdrive. Rajesh, big up, Sal. Big up, brother. How you doing, Rajesh? Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you again. Hope you're doing well. Guys, 0-0 between Norway and Brazil. Guys, in this game, Norway are making a substitution here. Sirloff is and Nusa are coming off. Surprisingly, Sirloff and Nusa is coming off, and Bob and Shelder are coming on. Bob, who plays for Fulham now, used to play for, of course, Man City. If you remember, he played for Man City. But yeah, yeah, a couple of bold substitutions there. Couple of bold substitutions. Crazy. We have to wait and see. Rajesh, Brazil to win 2-1? Maybe, maybe. Beef Bully. No. Gregory, it's fine. It was nice. Thanks, Greg, for asking. It was nice. It was. I'm tired though. Obviously, didn't get sleep last night. An overnight flight, wasn't it? So yeah, I'm tired, but yeah, it's nice. Thanks for asking. No, smooth sailing, smooth sailing, or should I say, smooth flying? Nice. It's the overnight flights are a killer. And, but yeah, it was nice. So wait for it to start. We're ready for the second half, guys. We're underway in the second half. Let's go, guys. Let's go. We are underway in the second half. 0-0 between Norway and Brazil. Who is going to take this game by the scruff of the neck, and who is going to win this game? Let's wait and see. We'll have to wait and see who is going to take this game by the scruff. We got everyone's joined me today, by the way. We appreciate it. Yeah, well, I don't think extra time would be. I don't know if it's going to go to extra time, but I won't be. At the same time, I won't be surprised. Two teams that seem to be cancelling each other out at the moment. No one really wants to go for the actual kill. You know, here come Brazil on the attack here on the left hand side. Here's Vinicius. Now here to Casemiro. Casemiro fast became a legend at Man United very quickly, didn't it? Escalated quickly with Casemiro and his legendary status. Definitely. Well, he's going to be a great anyway. He will always be a great Man United. Yeah, well loved, of course. Does United good scouts in South America? Thomas, in a nutshell, no, not like we used to. When we got Chicharito, I know that's Central America, but when we got Chicharito and Diego Forlan and things like that, we don't have that sort of ability now to spot. I mean, we know what the talent is. We know what it is. Everything's done online now, most of it. People don't generally fly out to Argentina or fly to Brazil now. They just see it online from stats and XGs and things like that. You know, so we have look. Proof is in the pudding, isn't it? We haven't been as potent in the South American market as we used to be. For example, Alex Ferguson, he got Fabio de Silva, Rafael de Silva, Diego Forlan. He got through the door as well. Chicharito. We were a lot more potent back in the day than we are now, and now we're not. We don't really sign anyone from there. To be real, we don't really go after the young Argentinian, the young Brazilian, and take a risk. We don't. And, it's crazy. We don't. We're very tunnel visioned in our scouting network. We're very local. We're very local. Yeah, they haven't beaten a European team since the 2002 World Cup final. Is that true? that true? Um, they haven't beaten a European team since the World Cup final, 2002. Brazil, well, let me have a look. Cup result, 2000. This is stuff. That's crazy stat though, if it's true. Um, that's a crazy stat. That's mad. Um, so they beat Colombia. No, no, where are we? Have Brazil beaten a European side since 2002? Weird. If it's true, I think it's true though. It's mad. Ragnick gave us Enzo Fernandez and Caicedo when we really could have got them for cheap. Yeah, we could have got Omar Boadi or Morocco for cheap a few months ago. We decided not to go for it at that time. Decided to wait. It's crazy, isn't it? But absolutely useless, man. I'll be honest. We're useless. Absolute useless. Big up everyone in the stream. Thank you, everyone. Still 0-0 between Brazil and Norway. Really, really dead game, if I'm being honest. Um, someone needs to take advantage. Otherwise, it's going to end up going to penalties and stuff. I'm pleading with the ones who has the power to organise a protest. Al Jabed now is time, not the first day, kick off 27, ownership must go. Unfortunately, kiddo, we have a bunch of people who, when we do protests, they're not effective, not aggressive enough. The ownership don't care about protests. What they care about most is pockets. They care about people spend money at Old Trafford. People buy the season tickets. People buy the tickets. People buy the merchandise. That's what they care about. When that starts dying down, when that starts diluting, then they're going to start recognizing. Protests don't mean anything. They don't care. They ignore it. The only way they don't ignore it is if they did what they did before, which is stop games from being played. Stop games from being played. Cancel the game. That's the only way. That's an aggressive protest. We're not aggressive. We're a glorified chant. That's what we are, and we need to be more aggressive in regards to this. They don't care at all, kiddo. Spot on. 52 minutes gone, guys. 0-0 between Brazil and Norway. Big at everyone. And don't forget, smash those likes, guys. Get those likes up if we can. That'd be fantastic. Thanks, everyone. England and Mexico's less than 3 hours. Yeah, it's too late for me, unfortunately, Greg. I can't watch it. I have to be up in the morning for business. But yeah, good luck to both of those teams. Mainly England, of course. I support England. Should be a good game. I'll catch up on it. I will catch up on it, but I won't be doing a watch along. Um, time is a ridiculous. A little bit better here. It's like 2 a.m. here, kickoff in Italy. So the kickoff between Mexico and England is at 2 a.m. 4 a.m. in the UAE. It's 2 a.m. here. 3 a.m. Was it 3 a.m.? Here comes Haaland. Haaland with the ball. He's got the ball for Norway. Norway have it on the wing. Vinicius Junior on the left-hand side. Cuts in. Cuts in again. Great piece of play. On the left, it's a chance for Brazil, and he's overdid it. He overdid it. Vinicius Junior over there. He did very well, Vinicius, initially. He went past a couple of players. Great piece of play there. And then, yeah, it's a goal kick. It's a goal kick. Thomas, I don't get why different fan groups can't talk to each other. You know why, Thomas? From my experience, I created something called the 58th minute walkout 2 years ago. And that meant that after 58 minutes of the game, the fans would walk out. I made this movement and fan groups got upset about it and angry about it. The problem with our fan base, there's a bunch of elitists in the fan base that think they're better than everyone else. They go to every game and they think they're better than everyone else, and we can't do nothing about the Glazers. Only they can do something about it. And anyone who tries to make a move on them, on the Glazers and stuff like that, they get trod on and they get attacked, and that's what happened. And when I done the 58th minute walkout and I tried to do it, I've got a lot of hate for it and stuff. And now everything is coming to fruition. Everyone knows that's the only thing to do, which is walk out the stadium and things like that. A lot of these people are Ineos bootlickers. That's a big problem. And there's people there who are supporting Ineos, whether they're on the payroll, whether they just generally supporting them, and they don't want to go against them because that would require them admitting they were wrong. And they, as well as being elitist, a lot of them people are very egotistical maniacs, and they don't want to admit that they're wrong. You know, and yeah, madness. Storm protocols activated for the England match. Yeah, I'm good. I'm going to bed. Big up Bernard. Yeah, there will be a storm probably. Yeah, there probably will be a storm. Um, Probably will be. Game might be delayed as well. Yeah. Here come Norway. Norway on the left. Cross coming. Amounts to nothing. Some bold substitutions from the Norwegian coach in this game, the Norwegian manager. Chris Rock in the crowd is sitting next to Woody Harrison, eating. I don't know what was Woody Harrison's eating. Was he asparagus? Throw into Norway. Norway have done a little bit better this half. I want to see more from them in an attacking thing and stuff. I want to see more from them. I really do. I haven't seen enough from them at the moment. Here come Norway on the attack. Odegaard out here on the wide, shoulder up. It's out for a throw in. Hendrick looks like he's coming on for Brazil. Cunha's coming off. Yeah, Cunha's coming off. Bad substitution for me. I think Cunha should have moved to the wing, maybe. I don't know, but yeah, Hendrick's on. Hendrick's on for Brazil. Cunha's off. Um, Hendrick in for Cunha. USA Woody Harrison is a Swede, and Chris is here Nigerian heritage. I know they're both Americans now. Who would have thought it? This game would be dead rubber so far, 0-0. Nobody going for it really, but Norway have improved in this half. Brazil obviously are Brazil, and they can always create chances. Here comes, oh, that's a great ball. It's Endrick. Endrick's clean through. It's going to be 1-0, and it is wide. Poor touch from Endrick, and he tried to lift it over the goalkeeper. It was a great ball from Vinicius Junior. But yeah, look, that was a poor miss from Endrick. He did well, Endrick, to be honest, to get into that position. It's his first touch there. That was his second touch. It was his second touch. Then just went away from him, and then he still nearly got there, but it's wide target. We still look the most likely. When I was new about the 27, I knew it would never work and it would get worse. No version of fake. I mean, I did as well. People know me. I'm quite famous with it, going against it on social media and on TV and stuff like that. People know about me, what I did, and yeah, it was never going to work. It was a vanity project all along, and that's what it was. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you know? That was a great pass, world class pass. Yeah, amazing pass. That's what Finney can do in this blink of an eye. So you've got to be careful of that. Norway, though, Norway will feel like this is their day. They've been let off with a penalty, and it's just a big miss as well from Hendrick. So they might feel like this is our day. They might feel like, you know what, everything so far has gone our way. We've got 30 minutes to go. Can't keep missing chances like that in these sort of games and then expect to win. Hendrick, shot, corner to Brazil. Corner to Brazil here. This game will be decided on one. The first goal, that'll be it for me. I think this is definitely a 1-0. I think this could definitely be a 1-0. Right, corner comes in. Punched out by the goalkeeper. Long ball again. Chance for Brazil here. Shot. Goalkeeper saves it. Again, Norway give away the ball. Norway have been really, really scrappy this half. Really scrappy. Really scrappy this half. Another save, big save for the goalkeeper. This goalkeeper's keeping him in the game, guys. This goalkeeper's keeping Norway in the game. Another big save. Yeah, massive save. It looked a little bit offside, to be honest with you. It did look a little bit offside. Great save. Fantastic save. That was a brilliant save. This goalkeeper's shining. Could he be a backup for Senny Lamans, this goalkeeper? What about that? How about that one? Very good goalkeeper, what I've seen. The Glazers on the new getting the new stadium. I don't think we'll ever get rid of them. Maybe too depressing, but I'm being yeah, Thomas. Yeah, we've said this from the beginning. The regeneration project needs to stop. Needs to be stopped. It needs to be put an end to. Because that's going to give them the platform to stay. Because they've got a lot of money from it, making a lot of money from it. Because the stadium doesn't just mean the stadium; it means the franchises, the hotels, and stuff like that. Where they're in line to make a lot of money from them, And there you go. And these fans are so stupid to not see this whole thing's whole scenario panning out. Mad. Nor again here on the attack. Haaland, nothing. No one's getting the ball to Haaland at the moment. I've noticed. Hasn't really had an opportunity in the game yet. He's a little bit. Yeah, it's a good. It's good. It looks good. Not Gregory. He looks confident. He makes big saves in big moments. You know. This game, people walking on the pitch, man. Come on, man. It's a World Cup. Oh my goodness me. Norway waited 20 years or so to be in the World Cup. They're walking around the pitch. It's come on, man. This haram ball business. Honestly. Now this more like it. Get the ball forward quickly. Get the ball forward. Norway here on the left hand side. They've got the ball here. Can they get the cross in? Can Haaland get one opportunity? No. It just missed him. They're not getting enough crosses into the box. I think it is a corner. Is it a corner? They're not getting enough crosses into the box. Yeah, it's a corner. It's got to be a corner. The only time they got across in the box, you can see panic from Brazil. That's what you got to do. Get those crosses into the box. And it's a corner anyway to Norway. Chance to get the cross into the box. Odegaard will be taking a corner. Cross comes in. Header. Oh, it's just cleared away. Well headed by Brazil. Shoulder up. Ali. Qatar should have bought all the land around Old Trafford just to mess with them. That would have been amazing if they did that, Thomas. That would be incredible. They should have done something like that. Absolutely. Just to do it out of spite. Substitution Martinelli has had absolutely no impact on the game whatsoever. He's come on off the pitch, and Rayan has come off as well. On comes Neymar Junior, obviously Neymar and Danilo Santos who come onto the pitch for Brazil, guys. So they've made a couple of changes. Danilo is the midfielder who's coming in place of Botafogo in Brazil. United were interested in Danilo a few times, a few weeks back, a few months back, should I say, quite potently, but nothing of that. It's a hydration break as well. He almost got it. Almost within inches, he almost got it. Just waiting for this hydration break to finish, guys. This is a really vibe killer. This hydration break, it really is. It really is a vibe killer, to be honest. To be fair, this hydration break. Right, football back on. Hopefully, yeah. After that, here at the MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, in America, in New York. 20 minutes ago, in this game, both teams cancelling each other out as thus far, guys. Both teams are really like they're looking for a draw. It's like it's like, 100% throwing for Brazil. Is anyone going to score that? I think one goal will settle this definitely. I can't see anything more than one goal in this game. Brazil look dangerous. Obviously, Norway are solid. But in regards, it's been a very, very cagey game. There hasn't been really anyone who's really going for it. It is an excuse, Greg. Yeah, it is a commercial break. But it's bloody boring. It kills the vibe of the game. It really does. It kills the vibe, honestly. Norway here on the attack. Defender bringing it out. One back here for Brazil. Um, Going again is Haaland. Haaland with his first. No, he loses the ball. Here comes Norway chance. No. Did he get tripped? No. Cleared away by Brazil. The best bit of play that Norway have done in a while, to be honest with you. I had hoped that this would be an entertaining two-all draw, both teams going for it, but I was very, very wrong in regards to that. I thought I'd never see a day when Brazil has completely stopped playing sound of football. So much it's mad, isn't it? The kind of football that they play now is completely far contrast to what they used to be, isn't it? When Brazil used to play at their heyday, it's a far contrast. I mean, it is. They play a terrible brand of football these days. Yeah, it's not the football that you want. But they ain't got the players. So they're not developing the players, are they? The players have dried up. To be honest with you, they're not developing them as they used to. Are we going to get that goal, guys? Nil-nil between Norway and Brazil. Um, right now, this game just is like petering out into extra time. There's Leonardo DiCaprio in the stand there in the ground, and the old Spider-Man Maguire? What's his name? DiCaprio's there watching the game. Go Brazil. Brazil on the attack. Brazil on the left with Vinicius Junior. Can they make something happen here? Vinicius cuts in, passes it in to Casemiro. Shot, no, no shot. Cross comes in towards uh, another shot. Oh, Casemiro again hits the first man again. It's a chance. Can Norway counter? Can they get a counter going on? That ball was a poor ball. Is Haaland. It's a chance for Norway. Norway got in there. Shot saved by Allison. And shoulder up again. I like this player shoulder up, to be honest with you. I think he's a good player. Saved by Allison. Um, Morocco got into the quarterfinals of the World Cup yesterday, just a reminder, defeating Canada 3-0. Completely different class, Morocco, this tournament. I said it at the beginning of the tournament, one of my dark horses, completely different class. They are a good team. Sad for Saibari, who's going to be injured for the rest of the tournament, most likely. But I felt that they were absolutely incredible to handle the pressure of that game, and thought they're brilliant. I think Canada did well to get as far as they got. Obviously, they're not the best team, obviously, but Morocco are proving to be one of the best teams in the world at the moment. That's why they're top 7 in the world, and they're proven to be one of the best teams in the world. And I think they're going to give France a really good game. I really do think so. It's not going to be easy for France. Cross corner, is that going to be a corner? No, saved from a corner. We can't have that much excitement of a corner. Um, Thomas, it's kind of sad to see how Brazil have gone down quality today. I think in general, Thomas, I'll be real with you. Since I was growing up, football in general has gone down. Quality's gone down, regressed immensely with every team, and not least Brazil. I think there's so much regression in football these days. It's unreal. The amount of talent there is these days is not a lot. It's not a lot of talent these days. They used to play with joy, yeah. They play with freedom, but that's football's regressed. Football is not as good as it used to be, and this is something we have to come to terms with, And for whatever reason that is, whether it's the outside influences of money and pampering and stuff like that, um, but I don't know, or it's the distractions outside of football, including social media and things like that. It could be anything like that, couldn't it? Absolutely. Goodness me, this game has been dead though. I'll be real. 230 passes completed to 503 for Norway. This shows you about the manipulation of the stats, right? See, people say, look how many passes Norway had, but it's about the type of passes. You're passing from side to side, and you're getting loads of passes because you're passing from side to side. Uh, our player Edison's coming on, guys. Apparently, he's our player. He's coming on. But I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know what's going on with that, to be honest. Gonna find out tomorrow. I did say that deal might not be done, and stuff. Edison Senior is coming off. Gomiresh is coming off. And Edison Silva. Come on, Edison, of course. Potentially a Man United player. Obviously, a lot of links going on and a lot of rumours going on at the moment about his future. Is he really signed for Man United? Is he going to sign for Man United? Well, if they miss out on Edison, something better be up. But something better be going on because we're going to be left with Kobe Mainu next season, guys. Obviously, Ugarte has an ACL. He's not going to be fit all season. We're going to be left with only Kobe Mainu next season. So let's see this one out. Yeah. Haaland, great header, 1-0 to Norway. Norway have scored. They did it. It had to be him. Haaland has scored. Fantastic header. Great header. That's all he needs. He needs one chance, and that's it. Brazil could be heading home as we speak. Great goal. Great header. What a towering header that was. A great header. That's all they need. That's all he needs. One chance. That's what we're talking about. Great players, one chance, and that's it. Great players, one chance. And that's what I said. Brazil have missed all their opportunities in this game, and then all it's going to take is one player like Haaland to come in and to score. And that's it. That's all he needs. One chance. That's all he needs, and he's got it. Absolutely. Fantastic towering header there. Great header. 1-0. Now Brazil have got it all to do. A brilliant header. So much power on that ball, on that header. He had to get all the power behind it, leaped very high, and it's 1-0 to Norway. Gabriel can't believe what he's just seen. He can't believe what he's just seen. Brazil 0, Norway 1. Now what did Brazil do? About 9 minutes plus injury time to go. You remember the team of Sweden who got to the semi-finals of the World Cup in 1994. This reminds me of that a little bit. I mean, obviously that Sweden team was fantastic. Heinrich Larsson and Darlene and Brolin and things are a fantastic side. Norway are going to be dangerous, and they could be playing England or Mexico in the next round. There you go. Don't forget, he went up against Arsenal. That's true. I take that back. Only 10 minutes left with relegation, with regulation. 1-0 Norway. Big up Gregory. Yeah, only 10 minutes left, guys. Well, less than that now. What are Brazil going to do? Are Brazil going to be Brazil? Are they going to equalise? Can they equalise? 8 minutes to go. Of course, Brazil haven't beaten a European side since 2002. Crazy, isn't it, when you think about that? Yeah, Norway are a strong team. They'll pose a threat to England. Obviously, when you got or Mexico, when you got a player like Haaland, yeah, it's always going to be difficult. They've always got a chance. Norway, if you got a great striker, it's like England, Harry Kane, isn't it? If you got a striker there who could put the ball in the back of the net. Ajo is considered a corner. Hi Neil, what's going on? That's the Edison we want. Big up, my friend. What can we say, bro? What have we said? What hasn't already been said? Cross comes in. Brazil looking to equalise here. Now they're starting to get into gear. Now, what I would say to Norway, if don't sit too back. Try and capitalise. Try and on the counter attacks. Don't just sit back and just defend because you all know what happens there. You're on the road to nowhere. There, you end up conceding. You got to be smart. Here come Norway though. Norway on the attack. Haaland's there as well. Haaland's got the ball here. No, shoulder up. Is it shoulder? Is it Odegaard? Odegaard's got the ball here. Odegaard. We got. Where is Haaland? There he is. Haaland's catching up now. He's arrived late to the party. This is what Norway need to do: is capitalize on these little counter attacks here and stuff. Thomas, Doing that for Swedish football team, for in a nutshell, but Swedish FA has ruined it because they brought in people who don't know anything about football. Bit like Man United, isn't it, Thomas? Bringing in people who don't know anything about football. I think this is the story of our lives, definitely, but the story of football generally. Do you know what I mean? And uh, yeah, you need to bring footballing people in there. I'm surprised that the likes of Heinrich Larsson, Ibrahimovic, Darlene, Brolin are not there. Are not involved in the footballing side of things of Swedish football. It's ridiculous, to be honest with you. At the end of the day, sad, really. It's sad. Really is sad. I mean, anyone. Thomas Ravelli, the goalkeeper. Anyone. Just as someone who works at the top in regards to the Swedish football and stuff. Kenneth Anderson, maybe why not him? You know? Kenneth Anderson. There you go. We got everyone in the stream. 1-0 to Norway at the moment. Here comes Brazil, though. Oh, flashed across the box there. Casemiro flashed it across the box. The goalkeeper's had a worldie today, to be honest. The Norwegian goalkeeper, he's had an absolute worldie. Only takes a moment of appearance from a striker such as Haaland enough to come out. Yeah, that's all it takes. It's a bit like Harry Kane, Gregory, like I said. Like he could be missing the whole game. Nothing going on. Team playing poor. And then one moment, that's it. One cross, one goal. And that's how it is. This is why you need a proper goalkeeper. Yeah, I saw him play, Thomas, for IFK Gothenburg against Man United in 1994. So yeah, we were talking about that the other day. Yeah, I saw him play against Man United. He's a good goalkeeper. Never forget his time in the World Cup, though. He had you had those three stripes, isn't it? That three stripe jersey, Sweden. Yeah. Norway holding on here. I would urge Norway if they want, they need to go forward. Norway heading to the quarterfinals. When's the last time Norway went to the quarterfinals? There's a question for you guys. This will give Norway a lot of confidence going into that. Beating Brazil, any Brazil, even if just beating Brazil is a big thing. Great skill there. Good play for Norway. They've got an opportunity here, and it's a corner to them. Odegaard. They are going through as we stand to the quarterfinals to face England or Mexico in the next round, guys. In the quarterfinals, England or Mexico in the next round. They're just keeping the ball, playing the ball short. 2 minutes to go of normal time. Probably about 6 minutes. 6 minutes of injury time. Probably. I would have thought about 6 minutes of injury time. Long clearance forward towards Haaland. It's gone straight to the other goalkeeper, Allison. If you're talking about skis, Norway almost on top every time. Yeah. So, I'm sure this won't be a good moment for Sweden. Norway reaching a World Cup quarterfinal. That's how football, football, right? Football is just so unpredictable. 1 minute you could be on top, next minute they could be on top. And that's the thing, you're never 100% winning all the time, are you? It's always like they're winning and then you're winning. I mean, obviously, I was lucky to witness so many great times for Man United, and we had so many laughs and we had so much fun doing it along the way. You know what I mean? And yeah, it's just crazy, man. Our football is golden ball crazy. Big up my friend Beef Bully. Um, Holland 2-0. It's over now, guys. Holland has made it 2-0 to Norway. Brazil are going out of the World Cup. Norway are going through. Great strike from Holland. That's what we're talking about. Goodbye to Brazil. 2-0. The Brazil sort of dominated the whole game, but you see what happens? You see what happens? You don't take your opportunities. I think that Ancelotti made a couple of errors in this game. I'll be honest, I don't say that often, but Ancelotti made a couple of errors in this game in regards to the substitutions. I think he did it wrong. I really do. I think he got the substitutions wrong. Guys, it's 2-0 to Norway, guys. Absolute scenes here. Guys, absolute scenes. Norway are going to defeat Brazil. Historical. Wow, Brazil definitely not the Brazil we used to know. No, definitely not. Don't compare United transfer until watching a paint dry. I think that's more entertaining, Thomas. Absolutely. You know, Haaland with a brace. There you go. Great strike from Haaland. Right in the bottom corner. Brilliant goal. Yeah. Looks like looks like Brazil are going out of the World Cup, guys. At the last 16 stage. Ancelotti probably leave at the end of this tournament. Yeah, there you go. I said at the beginning of the tournament. I didn't see Brazil as a threat, and people were talking about Ancelotti, and I just didn't see Brazil going far because I didn't think they're very good. As simple as that. I mean, you can have a great manager, but you still need good players. You've got some good players. They actually got a few good players, but I just don't think they work well as a team. I just don't think they're a good unit. If you know what I mean? And their character's low. They've got poor character, in my opinion. Um, Brazil crap as usual. 100 million for Gamira's, huh? Can't even score a pen. Big up the subject. I said that. And Arsenal beat defender. Yeah, Arsenal defenders are getting rinsed today. Arsenal. Terminator, big up Neil. Yeah, just that's what great strikers do. I said it. It's like Harry Kane. They could be out of the game all game, and then suddenly, you know, there's two goals for you. You know what I mean? 7 minutes of injury time, guys. Suddenly, it's two goals for you, and that's what happens. Well done, Norway. Norway have taken their chances. Absolutely, Norway have certainly taken their chances in this game. Haaland is a fox in a box, definitely, Ephraim. I heard we tracking on Edison. If so, great move. Maybe they've been listening to Stretford Post. I don't know because I did speak about it yesterday. They're confused, mate. They don't know what they're doing, man. They're absolutely confused. They can't Brazil. Brazil need to if they get a goal now, they have 5 minutes to go, but they haven't got it. Kicked away by Haaland into the Brazil box, and Brazil bring it forward. I just feel like Brazil are doing okay, right? And I felt like the substitutions made a negative impact on Brazil. I think the Cunha one had a negative impact on Brazil. I think the substitution of Cunha it did. I'm not just saying that because he's a Man United player, but I think it had a negative impact on Brazil. If I'll be honest, you know. We have to think about the goalkeeper, Gregory, absolutely, because the goalkeeper kept them in the game. The goalkeeper was the one who actually kept them in the game for huge periods, made some magnificent saves. You know, you know, but definitely, what it is, guys, definitely, we should be looking at him as a backup goalkeeper, definitely. I hope so as well, Beef Bully. I hope so as well, my friend. Still 2-0 to Norway here against Brazil. Norway 2, Brazil nil. Ostergaard is coming on, defensive player for Norway. They're going to try and shore up the defense a little bit. Here come Norway again. You know what this game reminds me of? I don't know. It reminds me of the 1998 World Cup final. The way the game has gone a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised if it's 3-0 to Norway. You know, it reminds me of that a little bit. The way Brazil have played, even though that was a great Brazil side. Yeah, just to confirm, Age has come off and Ostergaard has come on for Norway. Norway holding on. 2 minutes to go. It's a chance for Norway again. Oh, cleared away from Brazil. Bloody hell. It's a yellow card for Brazil. Neymar. Yeah, what? Yeah, Neymar was another weird one. It was weird. I think a lot of changes. Enric was huge. Yeah, that was massive. Christian, what's going on? It's time for Edison to do his second part of his medical and Cunha to get enough rest off for the next season. Yeah, he can come home now. I mean, not come home technically, but there's lots of rumours about that Man United are pulling out. I don't know how true that is, but I'm going to find out. Don't worry about it, guys. I'm going to find out. Haaland's on 7 goals for the tournament. Down to Harry Kane now to do his thing. Odegaard standing over the free kick. Got a minute to go, guys. A minute to go in this game. Yeah, Norway just going to hold on to the ball. They don't need to do anything flashy, do they? And they're just going to hold on to the ball. This will be one of the greatest results in Norwegian football history, by the way. Well deserved Norway, even though I don't like it. Yeah, sometimes in football, Tomas, I didn't like last season. A lot of the things that happened last season, I did not like. Actually hated. But yeah, it's just one of those things in football, isn't it? You just yeah, it's an inspiration to improve and to be better, and that's it. And hopefully Man United will be better. You said thank you, FM. Yeah, I did say they would be. I mean, they're a good team. They're a good team. They're a good team. Them and Morocco, I said as well. You know, they can't defend it. That's the thing. He's always in the game, isn't he? Brazil missed Anthony during this video. They did. Probably would have more chance of winning. Guys, we're at 7 minutes of injury time. This game should be over any second now. Long ball. Norway keeping hold of the ball. Free kick to Brazil. Yeah, just prolonging the inevitable here. Just prolonging the inevitable. Long ball. Penalty. Another penalty to Brazil. A penalty to Brazil. Casemiro's down. He said he hit his face. It's a penalty to Brazil. That's a little bit. Well done. Yeah, it's a terrible air elbow there. That was a poor challenge from the defender. He led with his elbow. That should be a red, really. If you're going to look at that, that should really be a red. Yeah, it was an elbow though. It was an elbow. I'll give him that. Brazil never won against Norway, Sal. There you go. Now United can get Ancelotti instead of Carrick. Yeah, I think he's already got the contract, hasn't he, Carrick, bro? I think he's already got the contract. It's a penalty to Brazil anyway. Second penalty of the game for Brazil. Will they score this time? Yeah, it was an elbow. Ostergaard with the elbow. Who's taking the penalty this time? So it's kind of, is it Neymar's going to be taking the penalty? Neymar will be taking a penalty. Neymar and the goalkeeper arguing with each other. This is getting a little bit heated. It's got heated at the wrong time though. Too late, isn't it? Even if Neymar scores this penalty, I think Norway are going through. You know, I like it's a goal. It's 2-1. It's 2-1, and it's literally they're going to blow the whistle here because the game is over now. It's 2-1 here, guys. 2-1. Good penalty for Neymar. Lots of shenanigans going on there. It was a good penalty for Neymar, to be honest. So what's going on here? Still things going on. This referee just needs to calm down. The game is over, guys. Come on. Yeah, the whistle should have been blown before that penalty. It's 10 minutes of injury time so far. We've already had, and I mean, the 7 minutes was the initial. 8 minutes is when the penalty was awarded. 8 minutes is when the penalty was awarded there. Keep it, kicked all the way upfield. There might be another minute added on to this game or something for the penalty, wouldn't there? Um, Norway just need to calm down. Norway just need to calm down here. 11 minutes of injury time. Still no final whistle. Still no final whistle here. And it's over, guys. And Norway have won against Brazil. Brazil were out of the World Cup. Congratulations to Norway. They will play the winner of Mexico and England in the next round, guys. Great performance from Norway in the end. Courtesy of Haaland's brace, it is Norway that go through to the World Cup quarterfinals, guys. Congratulations to them. Norway are through. Absolutely. Big up. Sal, what you do? Watch over England game? Nah, can't mark. Got too late for me, fortunately. Too late for me. The watch along. It's at 2 a.m. sadly, so I can't really do it. Yeah, I got to be up in the morning as well as breaking dawn, of course. It's 8 a.m. my time where I am now in Italy. So, yeah, big up everyone. Guys, congratulations to Norway. Huge result in Norwegian football history, guys. This is one of their, probably the biggest result in their history, is it? It really is. Absolutely. Congratulations to Norway and Haaland and co. Really, really good performance in the end. Well, snatch and grab, some may say, but that's how football works. You know, you make your chances, you take your chances, isn't it? At the end of the day, that's how it should be. And they took their chances when they came along. They took their chance. When they had the chance to score, they took it. You know, and fair play to Norway. On to England and Mexico next, guys. Let's see what happens in that game. Thank you, everyone who's joined me today, guys. Great game. Big up, Bobby. Yeah. Thank you, everyone who's joined me today. Appreciate you all. Guys, look, you know what? That's a thing in football you never know. And that's what I've said from the beginning. You know, you never know. Brazil should have won the game in the first half and they had the penalty. They missed the penalty, and that's what happens at the end of the day. Man, I hate the Glazers. I wish I could have signed Haaland. Missed out on him at the time, didn't we, Jay? We missed out on him at the time. We took him around. We actually took him to Carrington as well. You know, and he didn't sign, did he? At that time, yeah, we actually took him to Carrington. But yeah, you snooze, you lose, isn't it? In this game, you snooze, you lose. Yeah, get Ancelotti now at United. Fortunately, Carrick signed a new contract, Thomas. He signed a contract at Man United. unless we breach it. It's up to us, but we should have waited, shouldn't we, Tom? Life, innit? But guys, I want to thank you all. Big up Tomash. Big up everyone in the stream, guys. Really appreciate you all. I'm off now. I will be back tomorrow morning for Breaking Dawn, usual time, 7 a.m. in the morning. And guys, don't forget, 7 a.m. UK in the morning, guys. Don't forget to join me for that. And thank you, everyone who's joined me tonight. Really appreciate you. And see you tomorrow for Breaking Dawn with the latest Man United news, the crazy world of Manchester United. I'm Sal. This is Stretford Post. Norway have beaten Brazil by 2-1. Goodbye, Brazil, and Norway progress to play England or Mexico in the next round. Take it easy, guys. Peace.